Hi, this is Anthony Hardy, and I'm here to show you some basics of Canvas and creating courses within Canvas. First, you log into the Canvas system. Once logged in, you'll see the recent activity page. This includes items from all of your different courses. There will soon be an update that will really streamline this, and you guys will see that it will very much collapse all of these different bits and pieces in here and make this much more user friendly. The primary thing you're going to want to use is what's called courses. Underneath courses, you'll see a list of the courses that you are actively using. I'm going to go into the test course. Everyone should have 2 test courses. And inside here, once you enter a course, you'll see a recent activity for the course itself. And you'll see many different items over here on the left-hand side. Now, during our initial conversion, we should convert the majority of this for you. However, if you begin creating other courses in Canvas that you did not have in Blackboard, you'll need to know how to set the basics up. Let's start by setting up the navigation. We go into Settings, and we click on Navigation. At JD, we've chosen to do, as a standard, everything through the Modules section. So we don't want to have the majority of these items on the left-hand side for students to access. So we simply can drag those items down here to the bottom, and they will not be directly accessible to students. And there are very good reasons for this. We won't go into them now. What we'd like to have is simply the Announcements, Grades, People, and Modules area. Once you have set that up, we can click Save. Inside this course, we have a couple of minor little things already in the Course Modules area. The Course Modules area is the primary area that you want students to go to. So this is where all of your links will originate. So when students come to the course, if they need to see the announcements, they can go to the announcements section, or if they want to see grades or contact you. But everything the students will do will come through the modules section. So you will probably spend the majority of your time in the modules section when you're constructing your course. If there is not a module, and we'll go ahead and delete that module, you'll simply have a blank page, and we can click Add New Module. And let's say this is Week 1, or Chapter 1, or Module 1, or wherever you'd like to say. Once you click Add Module, you'll see that you then have an empty module. You can go ahead and enter additional modules. We'll call this Chapter 2, and we'll add another one, Chapter 3. You can easily move the modules around by watching your mouse over here when it turns to the drag icon, and you can drag these around very easily and very quickly to reorder your modules. If we want to add something to the module, we simply use the Add Item to Module and pick what type of item we'd like to add. Is it an assignment, a quiz, a file, or a content page, discussion, text header, which is a good separating tool, an external URL, which is a web page outside of Canvas, or an external tool, which currently we won't use in this particular video. Let's start with a file. Let's say we want to add something very, very simple. And in here, we've got a file called test.doc that's existing. So if we wanted to use that, we could simply click on Test and Add. Or if we want to add a new file, you simply scroll to the bottom and click New File. So we'll go to Choose File, and let's pick a Word document. You can leave it in folder Course Files, that doesn't really matter. And we can go down to, I particularly like indent 2 levels, but you can do this however you'd like. And click Add Item. Now that document is added within Chapter 1. I'm going to add another, and this time I'm going to make it a discussion. Right now I don't have any discussion topics that are there, so let's say that this is going to be discussion on Chapter 1. And I can add the item, and this becomes a discussion topic for Chapter 1. I can then go into this topic and make this a graded topic, not a graded topic, etc. We'll cover that at a later point in a later video. Here I can then add, let's say we want to add a quiz. I can give it a new quiz. This will be quiz on Chapter 1. I have various groups that are already created for me. I'll leave this in the group called Tests. And again, I'll leave it indented at 2 levels. But maybe I want to have more than just a single file. I want to add a more customized look where I can do some different types of typing, different types of things, and make them available to my students. That's really what the content page is for. So let's use a content page. Click on New Page, and we'll call this Chapter 1 Materials. Now, of course, this looks like it's out of order, so let's, again, just like we can move the modules around, we can move the items around. And let's have this moved up to the top. When I click on Chapter 1 Materials, you're going to see the main edit screen that comes up within Canvas. You'll notice that this edit screen really does appear in a lot of different locations. There's nothing, this is a blank page with simply our links to our previous items within the module. I can edit this page, which is what I want to do here. And when I go in here to edit, I have a full capability to type instructions or do whatever I would like to do. Of course, this functions very much like the Blackboard items that you were used to, but actually works quite a bit better. Here at JD, we've included some extras, such as YouTube video search. So if we wanted to look for Western civilization, we'd be able to find a YouTube video and very quickly embed that video. And it's a very simple process, and the video will be embedded. We can, once we move below there, if we wanted to continue typing, we can continue typing. If you want to make a particular word a link, you highlight the word, click the link icon, and type the link that you want the student to be able to go to. It will automatically open in a new window. You see it came up with the little yellow around there. And let's say we want to upload a document. We don't want to have the document directly linked from the modules. We want to have the document linked from here. You type the word that you want to use, come over here, go to Files, and if you have an existing file you want to use, you can click here. Maybe we want to click that changeover groups, link that changeover groups document here. Boom, it now links that document. If we wanted to instead change that link, we simply highlight the link and we want it to go to test.doc. It will automatically change to that, and then make the word continue bold italicized, and we want to make that font size larger. Let's check it up to an 18 point, etc., etc. You can also do some other things. A Twitter list, which is automatically updated from Twitter. Let's say you want to search for a specific tag. We'll look for a JDCC. We'll do a preview of that, and you can see that there are some tags out there that use JDCC. They're not related to Jefferson Davis Community College, but we can simply add that embedded Twitter results in, and they will show up automatically exactly where we left. If you want to insert an image, if you have already uploaded the image, you can come over to the Images area, and it will upload that image just by clicking. And you can resize that image to whatever size you'd like it to be, and it comes through no problem. It's a very simple process to use everything here. If you've got links and you want to link to another place within the course, maybe this will be link to discussions. I don't know why we would need this since we're doing everything through modules, but if you wanted to link to those discussions, you could come down here, pick another area of the course, discussions, and link to the discussion on Chapter 1. And that link would take you to the link on discussion on Chapter 1. I do not recommend using hide this page from students. Just do not include that in your modules area if you don't want the students to see it. You do have an option to have teachers and students or anyone edit this page. I recommend leaving it at only teachers unless you have a specific need. And if you've changed this during the term, you may want to notify users that the content has changed. And we can save the page. And you can see very quickly we've got the page laid out. I didn't do much layout with this, but it did go through and lay out no problem. And you can see the video will come up and play directly within the page, and there's no need to do anything else. If we click on the document, it will open the document directly. If we click on this little preview icon, it will literally open the document within the page itself, which there's nothing in it but the word test. If we click links to an external website, it will open that up in a new tab. Close the tab, we're back where we left off. And this link to discussion So we click that link, and it's going to link us over to that discussion where we can type in our items for the discussion. Please note, whenever you're doing even in discussions, that the edit windows all work the same. You still have your ability to add files, links, and images, and you still have your ability to do YouTube, search resource libraries, there's math equations, image embedding, which you can do separately. You can also do, we didn't cover this just a moment ago, record and upload media. So if you want to upload a webcam or an audio snippet directly from your computer, you don't have to record it, edit it, figure out a way to put it in YouTube and then upload it. You can simply record directly into the course here and be able to upload that directly in. Or if you have already an audio or video file, you can upload those here as well. So it's very handy to have the exact same tools available in every location. We'll go back to the modules area. Now, once you have added your items to the modules here, let's say that you accidentally put your discussion on Chapter 2 in your Chapter 1 module, you do not have to delete this here at the right-hand side. You can simply click and drag it down and move that into Chapter 2. So you can easily move these around between modules as well. And of course, as we showed before, change them within the module themselves. If you want to rename it, let's say we've added this changeover groups file .docx and we don't want it to read those exact words. Without changing the file or the file name, we can come in here and edit this by clicking on, as you saw, the little pencil for that item. And now it just says changeover groups, and that will then open up to the same document, but it'll just read a little bit better and look a little bit better for the student. So let's take a look at working on a quiz and editing a quiz. We'll simply click on the quiz here, and then we can edit this quiz. This is not a published quiz, so we would have to publish this. We can include instructions at this area. And again, you can have video instructions, YouTube instructions, any type of thing that you'd like to in here. You have an option to have this a graded practice quiz, graded survey, ungraded survey. You can do all different kinds of things within here. We'll do a full mock-up on how to do assignments in a different video. You can change the name of the quiz here. You can shuffle the answers. You can do time limits, let the students see them, multiple attempts. You can restrict the quiz and require Respondus lockdown browser, an access code, or filter by IP address. You can set the due date of the quiz, and let's go ahead and do that. And let's say that it's due on January 4th, and you can set a specific time by 11 o'clock p.m. I want it done by 11 p.m., and so they're not quite as badly as procrastinating. And let's say that I don't want the students to be able to take the quiz until January 2nd. And they can start at a regular time, any time on January after midnight, as soon as January 2nd starts. And they don't want them to be able to take it after January 4th at 11 o'clock p.m. If you don't set a locked after, they'll be able to take it, but you'll be able to see that the due date has passed and there was a late submittal. Once we're done, we can publish the quiz. And then you've got the availability here to then take the quiz as an instructor. Now, that is not going to allow the student to take the quiz right now because, again, it's not available until January 2nd. You can override that by saying let students take this quiz now. If you would like to test it or test any other feature within Canvas, and I highly, highly recommend that you do this, use the student preview. To get to that, you go to the settings area, click on student view, and now we're logged into the course as a student. We can go to modules just as the students would. We can click on the quiz on Chapter 1 just as the students would. And you can see they cannot take that quiz at the current time. So you'll know, oh goodness, they can't take the quiz today. So you can come down here at the bottom right and go leave student view and let the students take this quiz now. And it will still, we want to have it unlocked until that specific date. And so the availability is now until that specific date. So let's go back to our student view and see if we can take the quiz now. We go to Modules and to the quiz. You can see the date there, January 4th is when it's due. And yes, now we can take the quiz. We didn't add any questions to this quiz, so we'll just submit an empty quiz. And you can see it was a 0 points out of 0 points. I can use my next and previous modules to move between the different items. Again, we don't have anything in Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. We do, however, have a notification of grades. So I got a 0 out of 0. And I'm not sure what the assignments are because I haven't gone in there, but apparently I've used this course before and actually taken a test and got an 80 out of 100. As a student, I can come in here and I can say, well, maybe what if I made a 95? You can see how it would change your overall average. And again, this is not a fully set up course, so you're only seeing some very basic items. It's really handy for students to test the scores that they would like to make on upcoming assignments and see how it would affect their overall average. That's all you need to know to set up your basic course. We will have another video that will cover in depth on assignments and quizzes.